Hi, so nice seeing you. We're in our second session on the Jewish home, and I want to start with the parable of the pyramid. Okay, pyramid. What is the pyramid? So we have on the top we have the head, okay. We have the body, and we have the basis, okay. The head of the pyramid, who is it supposed to be? The father, supposed to be the head of the pyramid. And even though nowadays in the secular world is not so popular that the father naturally, automatically becomes the head of the house, the decision maker, because it's usually both, it's father and mother, not only the father. But we say that the father is supposed to be the head of the house. He is the important one, and he is going to lead the house. He is the decision maker, and I'll explain that. What if, let's say, the father is not able to make a decision maker? What if he cannot lead the house? Not every guy is the smartest and has the capabilities and has the abilities to do that. He's not charismatic, he's not dominant. Sometimes woman takes this lead, naturally also, because the father cannot do, woman takes that, right? So this role of being the head of the house, it's not something that somebody earns because of certain abilities, certain qualities that he has or doesn't. To become the leader of the house is a duty that does not depend on if he's able or if he's not able. A man, though, cannot crown himself to be the head of the house. And only woman can make him become the commander, the chief, the most important, the leader of the house. The woman can do that. And if the wife, okay, will not crown her husband to become the leader in the house, so three possibilities, three scenarios can happen. Number one, the man is going to crown himself. I decide that I'm taking, okay, I'm becoming the leader in the house. When this happens, the result will become that we'll have a dictator in the house. Not a king, not a leader, a dictator. A dictator is the type of a person that every small little thing becomes an issue. He wants things his way. Everybody must follow the orders that he gives. And he will take, he will grab, he would hold on his position, and will insist that all the household, okay, will follow him, will obey him, will do whatever he asks them to do. Women sometimes can wonder, is this the man that I'm married to? I mean, the one that is chasing after respect and honors and people to obey him? What is this? But the truth is that whenever there is no king in the house, there is a dictator. That's what happens. This is scenario number one. Scenario number two could happen that the man will internalize that he cannot lead the house. He has no ability to do that. And so he will vacant his place as the head of the pyramid to his wife. So he's not a decision maker, okay? And he cannot, he becomes a non-relevant, non-important, okay? And his presence has now no value. He cannot influence on anything in the house. Usually this type of people, they don't speak so much. They speak less and less. The woman makes all the talks. Okay, she makes all the important phone calls. She makes whatever is needed. He's not. He expresses himself less and less. He finds himself all kind of little things to be busy with, all kind of little he occupies himself. Either he goes to the computer and he keeps himself busy there, or he goes and make his own, he reads, he does his own things. He is not felt at home. The kids are there, they want to ask questions. They don't usually ask him, they come to you because he's not important, he's nothing in the house. So he works usually long hours. He tries not to be at home. And after his job, he goes and he volunteers. He goes to, let's say, visit his parents. He goes with friends out. He does all kind of stuff. He even goes to learn Daf Yomi or something, but not to be in the house because he's not wanted. He's not needed, let's put it this way. So scenario number 3 could be when the guy becomes, the man of the house becomes one of the kids in the house. He's a grown-up child, okay? And the woman is the one that needs to take care of him and to take care of his needs. And he becomes like another child, and is the most problematic thing because he's 35 years old now, or getting close to 40, okay? And it's not easy. So many times women, of course, are hoping and expecting the husband to take this role, okay, in the house, to become the leader of the house. But he's just not successful. So she's the one that has the talents. She's the one that's more successful. She's the one that leads successfully, let's say, the table on Shabbat. He doesn't know, let's say, so much Parsha. So she's the one that tells the stories or whatever she learns when she was in school. He doesn't know so much halachot, so much laws. So she tells him, I know the laws better. I know it's not true. That's not right. That's not right. Everything she dominates. She knows better. And she doesn't even give him a room. She doesn't let him even. And because and again, they would like to give away this room so that he will take this room, but it's just not happening because they think that he's not able to. In order for a man to take this place as the head of the family, the woman needs to vacate, to clear, to empty this room from this head of the pyramid. And the question is how to do it. You cannot come home and tell your husband, I learned in the shiur that you are the one that's supposed to make the decisions. So here, take the checkbook, you make decisions. From now on, not me. It won't work. It's not going to happen. It's going to be very, very hard. Giving him this room means to back up, to back him. Everything that he decides, you're behind him. You agree with him. You don't accuse him, you don't blame him, you don't fight with him, you don't argue with him. Whatever you say, backing up means even if he makes a mistake, even if he's wrong, listen to this, it's more important to the child, educational, if you think about education, it's more important that the child knows that his father makes mistakes here and there. Okay, it's better that than not having a father at all, because when you don't consider your husband, you think that he doesn't know anything, so the child also thinks like that, and the father is judged all the time, and they don't care about his whatever he says and his opinions, nothing, and that could be very devastating for you because this is when the structure of the family is not whole, it's not good, it's not full. You have to work very hard to learn how to lean on him, to learn how to trust him.
I'm sorry, what if they want you to be independent? They train you to become independent. The husbands, they want you to do things on your own.
But deep in the heart, okay, he wants you to be independent on certain things, okay? Let's say it became very comfortable for him that you take care of all the, let's say, the financial things. You go to the bank, you take care of these. Let's say if it's very comfortable. But on many other issues, he doesn't want to be secondary. He doesn't want to be left out. He doesn't want not to be honored or respected. No guy likes that. And it's just that, but sometimes it's kind of a quiet a fight. I shouldn't even call it a fight. It's not a fight, but kind of a competition. Who leads the house? Who's better? Who can we trust more? If you close your eyes a bit, can you lean? Can you lean on him? Like you know that he's in the back of you. Can you lean on him and you know that he's going to hold on you if something happens, if you fall? This is something that we have to learn how to do it, because when you count on him, when you lean on him, this is when this pyramid can hold on. This is when he can learn how to take again the lead and go on with this. Don't interfere. As I said, he may make mistakes. He may do it in his own way, not the way that you wanted. He has his own rhythm. He has his own timing. He has his own exclusive way how he understands things and how he runs things.
Patient.
Be patient. Let him run. Let him. Of course, here and there you guide him in a way that he doesn't feel.
It's not demeaning. Right.
Okay, and so you give him the feeling that he makes decisions, that he is right, that he knows how to do. Of course, meanwhile you can come and let's say ask guidance yourself how to do it, so that. But this, if you do it this way, you don't destroy the family, and you give him his. This high authority that he needs. It's not that he needs, your children needs this high authority. Whenever there is no high authority, whenever the son, that your daughter, your children, they feel that you don't trust, that you don't give him this respect, they won't give this respect too. And sometimes kids, as I said last time, are very manipulate. They will turn to him for certain questions. They'll turn to you to say, they'll make the instigate, will make you fight on certain things, and they know how to do it because they want to get whatever they want. So this is what I was trying to say to back up. And now another thing that I wanted to mention, whenever we need to make decisions at home, okay, the child will accept from you whenever there is one. Whenever one decides, not two, whenever there's two heads in the house instead of one, okay, whenever there's two, okay, so the house pulled to different directions and there's no stability in the house and it's all get confused and it's a problem. It says that when Hashem created the Me'orot HaGdolim, Me'orot HaGdolim is the great luminaries, okay, the sun and the moon. It says HaMe'orot HaGdolim in the beginning, the great luminaries. That's what it said. Right afterwards it says את המאור הגדול לממשלת היום ואת המאור הקטן לממשלת הלילה. The great luminary for ruling during the daytime, and the lesser luminary, the smaller one, for the nighttime. There were two great ones. How come it became smaller and bigger? So you all know this midrash. The moon comes to Hashem and says, two kings cannot, cannot have one crown. Cannot two people cannot rule one thing. It's not working. You cannot have one kingdom and two kings. It doesn't go like that. So what did Hashem say? Lechi umati et atzmech. Go and make yourself less. Reduce yourself. Hashem didn't reduce her. Hashem told the moon, go and reduce yourself. Beautiful. So they say something interesting. If we think about values, the sun and the moon are equal, are the same in terms of values. A man and a woman are the same in terms of values. Okay? They are the same. But in order to create a harmony, we cannot have two. We have to have one. And so we cannot have, when one will push to this way and one will push to that way, this kingdom will collapse. It's not going to work out. So there's one head and one heart. The head is the man. The heart is the woman. Now, can you say that the head is more important than the heart? Can the head exist without the heart? Is the heart more important than the head? It's two, but they complete one another. That's the beauty of this. They're different, but they complete one another. And so HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells to the moon, it's true that two kings cannot rule in one kingdom, so go and reduce yourself. Hashem gives the woman, and that's so beautiful, Hashem gives the woman the ability to reduce herself, and woman is able to reduce herself, and when she reduces herself, she's not loses anything, nothing is coming out of her, she's not lacking anything. A woman is she's like the moon. Sometimes she's filled up, sometimes she reduces herself, she's not seen, but she's there all the time. And this gift only a woman has. A man, if you go and ask a man, go reduce yourself, you know what happens?
No.
They're broken. If a man, you kill his ego, then it's not a man anymore. A woman is flexible. That's the beauty of woman. She's flexible and she's able to play around. Sometimes when the husband needs, you give him this. Sometimes you have this wisdom. This is the binaya terah that Hashem gave to women, that women are able, and this is what they say is the tzniut of the woman. The tzniut of the woman is the ability to reduce herself, to give away to her husband, to give him this room, to make room for him, and so she doesn't need to show off. She feels fine with this. She doesn't need to be controlling. She's always there. Sarah Imenu was always there, okay? But she was in the ohel. She was not seen, but she was doing so much. Okay, this is the tzniut that we're talking about, and we said that men don't have it, women do. Now, when a woman crowns the king of the house to be the king, what does she become? A queen. Okay. Now, last week we spoke so much about Sarah. This week I would like to speak about Rivka. It's our parasha, and it's Rivka. I don't know if you know, but there's one certain thing that I read today about Rivka Imenu that it's amazing. Number one, I want to say, that she was the one and only wife to Yitzchak. Abraham had Sarah and Keturah and Hagar, Yaakov had Rachel Leah Zilpah Bilhah, and Yitzchak had only Rivka. So she was everything for him. The first time that Rivka saw Yitzchak, he was coming from the field. Okay, he was saying Tiken Tfilat Mincha. How did she react when she saw him? First time that she saw him.
She covered herself. She got off.
He was too holy, right?
She fell, some say she fell from the camel, or she came down from the camel, she covered herself. She saw his greatness. And she sees it all the time, not only the first time that she saw him. Constantly, some of the Mefashim say that because she saw his greatness, she saw how special he was, and she admired him so much, she never really started a conversation with him, because she had this admire to him all the time. After Yitzchak brought her to the house, to the ohel, it says, "V'avieha Yitzchak ha'ohela Sarah imo." He brought her to the tent, and it became the same tent that used to be in the time of Sarah. Sarah in her tent. What did she have?
Candles, and the cloud.
And the cloud, the Shekhinah was there. We say usually you need, in order to bring the Shekhinah, so guys needs to come to the shul, and they have to have 10 people in order to have the Shekhinah. And we say that in order to have the Shekhinah in each and every house, it's enough that the husband and wife, they live according to Jewish law and with harmony, with lots of love, right? And this, both Avraham and both Yitzchak, that were great, great people, could not bring again the Shekhinah after Sarah left, after Sarah passed away. And only Rivka, when she came into this ohel, into this tent of Sarah Imenu, it's very hard to become a great woman like Sarah, right? But she was able to do it, and they had the Shekhinah again in this house. Now, look at this, Bereshit Rabbah, it says, מעולם לא נזקק הקדוש ברוך הוא להשיח עם אישה אלא עם אותה צדקת. The only one in the Torah, and maybe in the whole Bible, I don't know, the only one that Hashem spoke with ever was Rivka. It says, ותלך לדרוש את האלוקים, after she got pregnant, the kids were restless and she didn't find what was the problem, ותלך לדרוש את האלוקים, she went to search, asked Hashem what's happening, ויאמר לה Hashem. This is the only woman that it says, ויאמר לה, Hashem spoke with her. See how great she was. And I'm not talking yet about how great Ahavat Chesed she had. We talk about men and women. Midrash calls her Shoshana ben Achochim. She was like a rose among thorns. Like she didn't come from a best family, but she had such great qualities, and this was seen very much. So when she is asking Hashem, what happens with the children in her pregnancy, it says Hashem talks to her and tells her, "Verav ya'avod tza'ir." You're going to have two nations, and the oldest one will have to work, serve the younger one. So Sarah knows, she got it in prophecy, that the younger one, that Yaakov, will become the greatest. He will lead. He will be the chosen nation. Okay, he will be the lofty one. He will be the most important one. He's going to one that's going to continue the dynasty of the family. And when she sees that Yitzchak Avinu is turning towards Esau all the time, she doesn't tell him, "Hey, you don't know nothing. I got a prophecy for Hashem. Hashem told me that Yaakov is important. You should really concentrate on Yaakov, not on Esau." She never said these things. She kept his respect, his honors. In prophecy, there is law that Yitzchak Avinu was a prophet too, that if one doesn't get a certain prophecy, he is not supposed to know about certain thing. Mm. So she didn't want to tell him, "I know better than you." So she never said this thing. See how respect she had for Yitzchak Avinu. And when they grew up, these kids, and you could really recognize already all these differences, okay? And even then, she didn't come to him and she told him, "I see better things. You're blind. You don't see. You sit in your own house. You don't see anything. I'm among people. I see. People say. People hear." She didn't say any of this, and she didn't want to make it look like it's a disrespect. Yitzchak and Rivka, they went through very, very hard challenges in children's education. It's such a hard nisayon they had with Esau. It's unbelievable, the way that he was created, and then the way that he was, and then the personality that he became. But all this time, even though he was a weird, he had the bad qualities, he was this and that, they kept it at home. They didn't send him away. "I don't want to see you. I don't want to look at you. You. She never said these things. She kept it at home. Imagine to yourself, he, with his two wives that were from Chet, they were not Jewish, they were from this nation that's called Chet, doing all kind of stuff that she doesn't like, okay? She hosts them at home, and she lives with them in harmony. She doesn't say anything. She always lends a hand and wants to help and be there, never send them away from her house. This is, I want to tell you, unfortunately, lately we hear a lot of stories about children that went out of the derech, and they whether it's bad friends or some other things. So there was this great educator in Israel, and he had so many students. He used to teach so many years in the yeshiva, and one of his children went out of the derech. He became he's not observing anymore, doesn't keep mitzvot, and it bothered the father very much. It's not like it's not only the father, he's also an educator in a yeshiva, in I don't know, was it in Bnei Brak or somewhere. Everybody knows what happens, and like, how can I continue editing? Oh, where was I wrong? What did I do? And he doesn't know what to do with himself. He doesn't know to be soft with him, to be firm with him, what to do. So he goes to one of his rabbis to get to consult with him, and the rabbi said something interesting. There's a long thing what he said here, but basically he said, fix yourself, whatever you think about him. Once you fix what you think about him, then you can change things upside down. So he started to think about this boy. So why is it different? Or what did I do wrong? Or what happened? No, he wants to concentrate on him. Fix the thought about this boy, he tells him. Now let's say a boy or a child is born with certain, I don't know, defect. Is it his fault? No. But we as parents are trying to do whatever we can to help him, right? Somebody's sick, if somebody, whatever. So he considers this boy like he has some kind of a defect now. So instead of feeling upset at him and angry at him, he feels sorry for him. He feels sad for him. Well, what can I say? How can I help him? So he tries to be nice to him. He spends time with him. He goes to his yeshiva and he spends time and he gives him gifts. He never used to give this kind of gifts to his other kids even. But he feels that he needs to do that, and he gives him compliments, and you can do it, and you can do it, and I trust you, and I know that you are fine, and slowly they see, we say in Hebrew, kamayim apanim lapanim, ken lev ha'adam la'adam. The people see how you act towards them. There's this kind of a reflection. They act the same to you. The son also starts to become better and observing mitzvot, at least next to the father, and then slowly takes upon himself another thing and another thing. So they saw how this child improved so much because the father decided to change, okay, the negative thought that he has towards this boy. So. And what was really amazing was that this educator, the thing that he was concerned was what his students are going to say about him, how they're going to look at him. He's not a good educator or what. But they saw how he tries so much not to push him away, but to come closer to his son. It wasn't easy. They saw that it's not easy. You're supposed to accept your son the way, he sometimes speaks not nicely to the parents, or certain things, the weird things that he wears, and certain things that, things that are not acceptable, especially in places like Bnei Brak, and so, but because he went towards his son, it was trying to help him out and bring him closer. They saw this is a good educator that we could really learn from. When did Rivka when did she really interfere? When it was about education, like Sarah, and when it was something about the education of the children, okay, when she saw there's something wrong there, this is when she decides she wants to interfere. When she saw that Yitzchak wants to give the brachot to Esau, this is when she decided to do certain thing, and she wanted Yitzchak, Yaakov to get the blessing, because she knew that he is the one that needs to get these blessings. And even this, she did it in a very respecting way, so Yitzchak won't feel that he doesn't know what's going around and all this. This is the beauty of Rivka.
But do you think it's the right thing that whatever she did?
Huh? Oh, this is a debate. Even in all the commentaries are talking about this. She did the right thing because Yaakov was supposed to get it. Okay. The way that it was done and everything, this is already a question. But this is what they did. This is what they did. So they say that eventually she got what she wanted. Yitzchak really blessed the son that she decided needs to get this blessing, and that's what happened. one thing that she asked him is, "Kasti b'vnot chet." I don't want kalot from this nation anymore. I want our son to go to my family and take somebody from there. And this is when Yitzchak really sends Yaakov to Padan, to Haran over there, to take a woman from where Rivka came from. Let's continue with children's education. It says when the laws of Eved Ivri is a Jewish slave, servant, slave. So it says that if this Jewish slave, he was serving his master for 6 years, and he doesn't want to set free, he wants to continue serving his master. This is when his master needs to take him next to the door and pierce his ear, right? Eved Nirtza, it says. Why? Because it says, Kili, Hashem says, Kili b'nei Yisrael avadim, all the people are my servants. The ozen zo, this ear that didn't hear in Har Sinai that everybody is supposed to serve only Hashem, he is going to go and be pierced in his ear. Basically, they say that I want to ask a question. There's so many violations in the Torah, things that we're not allowed to do, right? So if somebody doesn't want to, he doesn't want to do certain things, he also needs to be pierced. He didn't hear what Hashem said in Hashda. Why only in Eved Ivri we have this piercing?
Because they're supposed to serve Hashem,
Nachon?
not another person.
A master, a servant that has two masters, okay? Let's say two partners bought together one slave, okay? A slave that have two masters cannot be a perfect slave. Why? Because if one is asking him to do something, he may tell him, listen, at 8 o'clock I have to be my mother, I cannot really stay here till. Slave means completely, he has no personality on his own, meaning he needs to obey completely what his master is asking him to do. But if he has two masters, he cannot be fully 100% a slave to none of them, because now I have to be there, tomorrow I have to be there. You cannot really tell me what to do. I can't. So what do I mean here? What do I give you this example? A child cannot get authority from two different people whenever they direct him to two different places. We said before, one head to the house, not two. If a husband and wife, and this is, Panina, you asked me before, what happens if they argue? What happens if there's disagreements? What happens, in this kind of situations? So the child is able to listen to his parents as long there's one ruling in the house, not two. Because whenever there's two, let's say a woman says to her husband that she doesn't agree with him. So the son also can say, I don't agree with you, because that's what he hears in the house. Okay, this could be, hello.
Hi.
This could be a disaster. Because he decides who is right and who is wrong. If the father is right, if the mother is right, you give him this ability, and it's not a good thing. So sometimes he decides that you both are wrong, and he's the one that he wants to make a decision because he thinks that he's right. So it says also about Ben Sorer Umore, it's this rebellious son that usually we know that was not happening, that the parents have to be equal in their height, in their voice, and their shape, and everything. And basically they try to say that it's not possible. If the parents are not sending to the child the same message, this is when they confuse him. This is when naturally he will rebel, because he wants to have his own word too. You cannot say to your son, "Oh, probably your father punished you by mistake," or he didn't mean, or stuff like that, because you have to say something different. Your father punished you because he told you it's forbidden and you didn't listen to him. So whenever your father says that it's not allowed, so it's not allowed, period. You get back up, whatever we said before, back up the father. Okay, so this is when he cannot then come to you and tell you, yeah, but my father is not fair, he did this to me and he did that to you. He cannot complain it to you, because you will back your husband no matter what. This is something that we have to learn. A child needs to know that both parents, they're together. You have disagreements, it's fine. Not next to the child. Go back to your bedroom or after they sleep. Argue as much as you want, but not next to them. Next to them, you have to show one, that you both one. You cannot then manipulate between both of you. Let's say the father, she wants, your daughter, she wants to go to a party or to go to friends. And she puts herself something, and the father feels that it's not 100% tsanua, let's say, modest. He tells you, go and change your skirt. So she says, no, but it's okay, everybody goes like that. And she looks at the mother. Even if the mother thinks it's not the end of the world, this skirt, she has to tell her daughter, your father is right. He said that you should go and change your skirt. But it's not fair, everybody's wearing it, blah, blah, blah. You have to there's no discussion now. We cannot, we can talk about this later, but now go and change your skirt. Okay? So, sometimes, as I said, it happens that parents disagree about, or sometimes they disagree about the way to act to the children. Sometimes a father is more, likes to spoil more the children than the mother, or the opposite. It's fine. We say in Hebrew, small docha, yamin mekarevet. Small docha means the left side, which is the weak side, rejects. Yamin is the strong side, brings closer. Okay? Usually you show more love, you show more support, you care, you show these things more than objecting your children.